Warning. This episode contains the 3 A's of podcasting: adult content, adult language, and awesomeness. You've been warned. Hijacking your mind, one podcast episode at a time. This is the Audio Villains. Hey, what's going on? This is Ricardo with Jabberlog on the J-Cast, and I'm sitting here with Eddie, and we are the Audio Villains. This is going to be episode number 29, and we are recording on location at the Higher Ground Farms. And once again, this is going to be the Vintastic Voyage, part 2. We're here with our good friend, Vinnie. What's going on, everybody?
How you doing?
Numero dos.
That's right. Now, before we started this, we were busting up laughing. We should have been recording, but we were talking about Vinnie's mustache.
Yes.
He was calling it a lip blanket or
Yes,
jacket.
a nice
lip
lip
jacket.
Your lip jacket is
good.
akin to that.
That is very good.
Tom Selleck's lip jacket from
That
the
mine,
hit
I
TV
think I
television
heard it on a
series
commercial. I
Magnum
think
PI.
it was.
I don't know, man. I've never heard that
I have an
before.
affinity for
believe
mustaches.
Really?
I can't grow one.
I don't think I
I
can.
can't
I
grow a
was say
full goatee.
you have some stubble, and you've got some stubble around.
Yeah, but it's all
on your-
gray now. But like I have a bunch of. I mean, look at my goatee, my little bit of facial hair on the bottom.
How long did it take you to grow that?
Like a week.
Damn. And you, if you were
That's
to
good growth, son.
Yeah. Well, I shave my face like every other day.
see, if I shaved one day, it would
Be like that
be
the next day.
Yeah, really thick. Either the next day or by the end
crazy,
of the night.
though. You're
man.
crazy hairy, dude.
I do some, yeah, exactly. I do some chops, and then it would just all
Yep.
grow back out.
The only place I
Yeah.
can grow hair like that on my body is in my back. I don't understand it.
Oh
Dude,
man,
I go to the gym, right?
Do you
And I see
shave
some of
that
these.
every day?
No, I shave that like once a month. I have the wife shave it.
That could be it.
It's pretty bad.
really?
Yeah, I have to, dude. It's bad. It itches and shit.
It's like Mr.
It'll start itching if I roll over in bed because it gets really long.
It's
If
like
I roll
Mr.
over in bed,
Munzer?
it rips out and shit. It's like, oh,
You
shit.
remember Mr. Munzer?
Yeah, I
from
have to
school?
trim it, Mr. Munzer.
Yeah.
This is slander, so shut the fuck up.
No, we didn't say no first names. We just said that one name.
Yep.
If nobody
Right.
else knows,
Knows what?
that's it. Exactly.
No, I remember because it was always
that one
sticking out
person.
It was like a giant. Look like
Every
looked
time
like,
I
yeah.
went to ask him a question, he's like, "What?
What?
Like, nothing, I guess.
Yeah,
Shit.
shit, dude. If you're gonna be aggro already, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Power trip.
Yeah, I just
I
remember
don't know,
that
do your
that
job.
dude was very hairy as well.
Yes.
So
Yep.
yeah, that's not slander.
Dude,
We're just talking about his hair.
Dude,
Do you remember the?
have you? Okay, wait a minute. I have a question. Since you have other tattoos too, does the hair on your arms grow like fucking like 4 inches long and shit?
No.
Man, my hair on my arms grows fucking long as shit.
Maybe you should take some of that shit up and put it in your
Yeah, my
face.
face. That's what I'm thinking, man. I'm
Put it
serious
up
'cause
there
I have
for
to
your
pluck that shit,
mustache.
man. It gets really long like that.
Whoa.
Oh, you'd have a stash before no time.
Yeah. Just glue a little bit at a time. One.
Just get a pick and pick it out, man.
I want to get
Make
like
it-
I want
make
to get
it
like
nice
I want to get like an
and
old
finesse
school
it.
Fu Manchu, so I would braid it and shit, so I can.
Oh yeah.
Might as well.
That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
Mazel.
Yep. Something to grab onto. What up, bitches?
Yeah, while you're thinking,
Yep.
you can.
I don't think.
Yeah, you do.
Duh.
Sometimes.
Well, there was that one time the other day. No, I wasn't thinking.
No.
Like I was saying, like I was telling Rich before we came out here, I got in the car and I was telling him that I recently just came off of all of the neurotropics that I was on. I was
That's
trying some
right.
crazy
Yeah.
shit. I was on some aniracetam and some forkscornolone and some fucking artichoke extract. I was trying some crazy shit with artichoke extract. Shit
Forks, poke, or loin.
forkscornolone.
Oh, I heard it wrong.
It made
Yeah,
my
that's
it made,
sirloin
it
or
made my
pork
tummy
loin.
all
Yeah.
upset,
A
dude. So I
different
cut
loin.
way back. I cut way
I was
back,
like,
dude.
for a minute
Almost
there, it
to
sounded like you're
none.
talking about porno stars or something.
And like the first time I took it, I fell asleep, dude. I fell asleep, man. I was totally out of it. Porno stars.
So it was
is this
messing
like
you
top
up.
10
then?
or what? I
So
wasn't real
being
sure.
off of it, dude. I feel like the first cup at the beginning of the week, I was like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with my head? I'm stupid. I mean, I was fucking stupid at the beginning of the week, dude. I feel a lot better today, but
For sure.
yeah, the other day, man, I was just fucking tore. And you're like, well, you kind of sound stupid.
Well, then, how long were you taking it then? Was it for
I had
a
taken
whole
it for
week?
like a month.
Oh, for a month?
Yeah.
And you
But,
just
well,
dropped the
halfway
cold
through-
turkey?
Well, Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, that's why, man.
Oh, that's
your
the best
body's
way to
like,
do it.
what the
Well, I want to
hell?
go back to taking Alpha Brain.
Oh, okay. Well, I was wondering, Onnit.com,
Yeah.
ONNIT.com. I was wondering what happened. You know, if
I have
you
gone,
were,
I just got off of it for a little bit.
Oh, I was,
That's all.
yeah, because you were always talking about it and everything else, and then I didn't hear nothing about it at all.
Well, they just
Like,
released
what
the Total
happened?
Primate pack, where it's got it's got a day pack and a nighttime pack,
Mhm.
and it's all the pills that you should take for those periods. And then they have a 15-day and a 30-day.
So, are you going to get that Marky?
I already took the Marky Mark stuff, dude. You know what? I like those.
I see your Funky Bunch. I see it.
Well, hey, oh shit! I thought I zipped my pants up. Hold on. Sorry.
Arrgh.
You've been walking with a hop.
Right? Yeah. Well, you know how it is. Yeah. I mean, like, come on, feel it.
Hip hop don't stop.
Yeah. to the hip hop. It's whole food
Look at
multivitamins.
this guy prancing around.
You know what I'm saying? Check him out and his shirt off and shit. Man, I can see your boobs jiggling, bitch. Oh stop.
No! Put on the bro. Put on the bro.
The man's here.
Yes, the bro, the
Yep.
bro's ear.
Bro's ear
I just solved it.
and a satchel.
Right. Ooh, a match.
Because Indiana
I'm
Jones.
Jones has. Yeah.
Oh,
Immerse.
somebody's phone is too close to the microphone. Signal going through. Can you hear it? You can hear it in our headphones.
Again. That was
Oh,
crazy.
not anymore. You just sat on it.
Yeah.
It was
I can feel it electrifying my balls.
Oh, God.
It's electrifying my balls. Feels kind of good.
This conversation went wild. We started talking about mustaches and we're at jiggling balls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those two things go hand in hand when Vinny's involved.
What,
Oh.
mustaches and balls? Try to keep mine away.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Waka waka waka.
Even threw in a waka waka. So
It was warrant.
That's a 6-layer burn.
Yeah. It was like cumulatory and shit. He was like,
It was justified.
I'm going to make an observation. And then he's like, damn it, he destroyed my observation.
You just got Fossied.
Hey, now you just got Fonzied.
Some people can't handle it.
Oh, shit, man. That's funny as hell.
Oh, word.
So we were talking in the beginning of this that you guys have similar ventures.
Oh, yeah.
And, in Michigan, it's medical marijuana is legal.
Oh, yeah, medical marijuana is legal. Vinnie also has his medical marijuana card.
I do.
Yes, we're medical marijuana patients in the great state of Michigan. And what that means
Beautiful
is that,
state.
that Michigan is deemed that we fall under the criteria of not having or having severe enough pain or debilitating disease to warrant a license to smoke marijuana. Thus enabling us to grow marijuana, which is what I do. I grow marijuana.
Wow.
So do I.
It's not. I mean, I deal with just my people that I deal with, just the people that I have as patients and shit. But
so for the listeners, those who don't know how the whole process works, you just said that because you have a card that you're able to grow it too. So, I mean, how does it work? Do you have like a certain amount of
12 plants?
Okay, so 12 plants, is that per patient or is that?
So
it's 12 plants per patient.
Yeah, and then a caregiver who is a person who takes on other patients up to 5 in the state of Michigan,
right?
You can have their 12 plants too.
And cultivate those, but
right.
There's always that but.
Right. There's always the but.
Right.
Well, I mean, and it really depends on the area you live in, like how lenient they are and shit like that.
Right. But he's still only allowed, 2.5 ounces of usable product.
Yeah, exactly. Well, okay, no, that's per as a caregiver, you're allowed more.
Right.
Due to the fact that you're a caregiver.
Right.
That's the way that they've interpreted the law and that I've heard it read and told to as in like a court of law.
Right. And I've heard it 2 different ways. Yeah, I've heard
Interesting.
that.
So does that mean, I guess, having an operation like this, legal and everything else, do you find that you need to put up, like cameras or fences?
Well, you have to be,
because
you got to be nonchalant.
Because people are fucking crazy.
Yeah,
discreetness is the key. Hiding it.
Just don't tell anybody.
We hide it in plain sight, dude. You go about your normal day. You do everything that you're supposed to do. You try to take care of things and you make sure that it's not something that I don't put it out there. I mean, I deal with I deal with the people that get that I grow for. You know what I'm saying?
The patients.
So exactly. My patients. Then that's it. I don't I don't like, I've had people bring other people to me and say, hey, I want to deal with this, like deal with this guy. And it's like, oh, hell no, you need to go away.
Right.
I'm not even going to give you anything with this dude in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know who this guy's. Well, he's my brother-in-law. I was like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Produce a medical marijuana card, dude, and I'll talk in front of him. But otherwise, you guys got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just, it's not that I'm paranoid because I'm doing anything illegal. It's because I don't need the hassle, dude. Exactly. And I have a family.
Mm-hmm.
What's the sense in fucking unwarranted shit like that, dude? It's like, look, man, I've gone and said, look, I've done what you've asked of me.
Mm-hmm.
For the state, I've done what you asked of me for the city, and they said, okay, here, fine. We don't need to bother you.
Well, that's good. That's good that you don't have to worry about that. It's just, like I was saying, there's people out there that are just fucking nuts. And so
that's the other thing. I mean, well, speaking of nuts, dude, I mean, just the other day there was a bank robbery in Holland, just north of where I live. Okay. Probably about half a mile, maybe a mile. The dude got away with an undisclosed amount of money and got into an SUV and drove off into a trailer park. They never found him. Yesterday, the cops did a felony warrant pullover of the driver. Right. The car registered as a felony warrant. Mm-hmm. And so they get him out of the car, and everybody else got out of the car except for the kid in the back seat. 20-year-old kid. Shot himself in the head. Tried to kill himself.
Jeez.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's fucking crazy. And so the way I've been going about it is where I've actually been considering getting firearms. I mean, I'm pretty feel for getting kind of a little scared now. But then the more I think about it, it's like, what do I really need a firearm? I mean, a good sawed-off shotgun to scare anybody away with some rock salt.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Right. All you got to do is blast it off one time. You never got to aim it at them. Right. You fire off a shotgun. And
just rack it one time.
But I have I have a lot of different security measures in place, like high heavy doors, heavy duty locks, iron cages and shit like that, things like that to hide
it locked.
Yeah. It's your best. I mean, it's the law. You have to keep it in a secure locked facility in the state of Michigan. It's got to be noted in front that after a certain point in your house where the areas they're going into, that's designated that this is what's going on. Well,
that's good that
it makes it labeled. I mean, and then the way I look at it is it allows there's no confusion, because if you run into somebody, there could be somebody growing illegally. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it happens a lot. Do these people try to grow it outside and they put a little net around it and say, oh, it's in a secure locked facility? It's like, motherfucker, I can cut that shit. Right. Yeah, dumbass, put it inside.
I grew outside last summer.
Yeah.
I grew 6 plants outside.
I've started bunches of them outside. Dude.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
GDP.
saying? Well, and the problem with that is I actually had a friend who got caught growing it outdoors. Right. And the city told her, she was like, well, I'm really just, I grew up from my mom. She's got really bad depression and shit like that. And, she's got, she has some kind of a colitis or some shit in her gut or some, really bad shit. She doesn't eat. Right. And, so she grows it for her mom and her aunt, dude. I mean, come on. It's not like she's fucking growing it to sell it to fucking kingpins and shit. Right. She's like, I'm producing fucking 3 pounds a fucking week, nigga. I'm going crazy. Right. And she's like,
I grew right downtown.
Oh, yeah.
And I just made a simple wood frame with some PVC and.
Oh, you trellised it all?
Yeah, and I took some chicken wire and put it over the top.
That's
and
perfect
stuff.
Beginnings, yeah.
Yeah, so I grew like that, and I threw a little padlock on the front door. Yeah. And I grew right there all summer long. Now, I had a cousin growing out of town.
In Michigan or?
Yeah, here in the state of Michigan, and he had 10-foot high walls around this place.
Yeah. So it was pretty
and they landed in his backfield and used a hammer he had laying there to bust his lock off the door and went in and confiscated all his land.
Because it's still federally illegal, dude. They can, the federal.
Holy crap.
And what they do is they take all your shit. And they say they create a file on you, right? And
card.
Here's your card. This is your case number. Call us, and we'll talk to you. What happens is you call, and there's like, oh well, they haven't registered anything in yet, so it's pending, And then they never do anything about it. They got all your shit. They took your lights. They got all your fucking weed. They got all your money. Anything that you had with it,
he got charged.
Whoa!
Oh, they charged him.
Yeah, they charged him with possession. It was illegal grow pretty much because he didn't have. He had his card, medical card, and everything. He had 11 plants out there. Yeah. So he was under his limit, but it wasn't covered. They could see
from on the top, yeah.
They could see it from the sky, and so someone could scale that.
No, mine's covered. Mine's in a room inside of a room, dude. Right. It's just better that way. It's hot. You're securing it down. You're locking it down even further than what it should be.
That's nuts. Just because there wasn't a top on it and that someone could see it.
I mean, somebody can use a ladder to get over it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The first summer I grew into in the bottom of my pool. I grew up a plant, like 3 of them.
Nice.
So it was pretty neato, dude. They got pretty big.
He said neato.
Yeah, they were pretty neat, dude.
Neato.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the beginning, I was just like, this is stupefyingly amazing. It's turning into something. And then I brought them in the house and that just fucked them all up.
Well, then I got a question. Since you two are legal growers and such, why do you think that it's been this long that marijuana has been illegal? Why did they keep it illegal and at the top tier?
Well, it's a multi-million-dollar,
because no one person can get rich off of it.
Well, no, people can get rich off of it, dude, but there's
no one person though. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Here's saying, because
it's not going to be like this is Nestle brand pot.
Yeah, no, with
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the other way with them controlling it, then it's that they control. They are the ones that make the money.
Look at the 3 top. There's only like 3 major companies that run everything.
Mm-hmm.
So if none of them can put a label on it, you know what I mean? It's never going to.
Yeah, it's never gonna produce anything. Well, my view on that, is that there's just a shit ton of money in keeping it illegal because there's a whole branch of our economy that's built around it. I mean, police and private prisons, that house people who have gotten caught with marijuana and shit.
That's why they're decriminalizing it.
Yeah. And what's happening
because they know that people use it to support themselves.
Yeah. And to keep it criminalized, I mean, it makes us criminals. Do you know what I'm saying? Keep it federally, it's not sanctioned. It's just like, well, it's not sanctioned because some fucking asshole came in and had a bunch of controlling interests that hemp countered. So we're gonna make everything illegal across the board. And it's like, look, dude, I mean, hemp is a very viable product. I mean, hemp can be used to make rope, oil, diesel. You can make
paper.
Yeah, you can make anything with hemp, dude. You can make a shit ton of stuff. The wood is awesome, dude.
And then hemp oil. Yeah, you can run cars.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's clean and it's clean shit too. Yeah, dude. It's you can biodiesel cars.
Biodiesel. Yeah.
You get a biodiesel car and it's better for a biodiesel car than running biodiesel through it.
Yeah.
So because there's all these big corporations and private companies that want to do stuff.
They can't get rich off of it. You know what I'm saying? And then it goes like the prison guard unions come in and they pay a lobbyist to go in and make it illegal to have a quarter of weed because they need to make sure that their prison guards have jobs, because if they can't keep the prisons full, then they get laid off.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, it's a whole industry, dude. And that's like the same thing that's popping up with what's going on with growing it, like here in the state of Michigan. I mean, how many places have hydroponic shops now? You've never seen a hydroponic store before.
That's true. And it's on radio and TV. There's commercials everywhere for it.
Yeah, but they were out there though.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not in as abundance as they were.
But
just not as commercialized,
right? Yeah, I mean, you would have to go like
and a whole industry has been sprung up for it.
4 cities over or something.
In a city, dude, like if you get a big enough grow operation going, dude, then you're going to employ your friends. You know what I'm saying? Which you're generating cash now, and you're generating cash that's going to go into the economy, the local economy, which means places in your area, your food, fast food places and shit like that, but like stores and shit. As long as you don't freaking like the big chain stores and shit, you're going to add to the local economy. But some of that money's going to trickle down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They get to a point where they can do their own thing, and then they're employing other people, and you bring in new people, and it just kind of circulates. It's slowly becoming an economy thing when there's a for a minute there you made it sound like Amway, like a pyramid scheme. Oh my god, it might be a pyramid scheme. Vinny, do you think that
it's a diamond spring?
Right. Well, the way I look at it is, I mean, it's a diamond scheme. It's because it's shaped like a diamond. It goes here and goes here and then comes up here and goes back over here. Look, it's a diamond.
Just everybody's out to fuck everybody else.
Hey, you know what? The more and more I felt like it was a community in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. They suck you in with that. That's how the pyramid starts.
Well, I mean, like it really felt like there was a lot of people I thought I knew and trusted and shit, and then they just turned out to be like money grubbers, and it's like, well, I'm not in for that, dude. You know, I really just don't give a fuck about that kind of shit.
Right?
There's no sense in that. You know, I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I grew up for people who are sick, you know, and myself. I'm constantly in fucking. I mean, I'm not agonizing pain and shit like that, but. That's that pain where it's like, fuck, man, why would I want to go do something and feel pain later when I can sit here and not do anything all day?
Yep.
Well, that's a good thing to bring up, because in one of the past episodes, I think in one of the past episodes, or it was just in conversation. And for the people who haven't heard it or don't know, Eddie had a problem with his knees. He doesn't have any cartilage there anymore. So he was having a problem where he was getting all this medication from the doctor.
Painkillers was really bad.
Painkillers,
right?
yeah.
And I mean, I was on Vicodin for like 3 months straight.
Yeah, no.
And then they finally said, "Oh, we're gonna go and put you. We're gonna operate on your knee and shit." And so, having destroyed being on the other knee, leaning for so many months and shit, man, my hip was all messed up. My back started hurting really bad. I started getting these really bad headaches and shit, dude. But it just kind of wore away the cartilage really fast on the other knee. And it's just because I'm a big dude. I've always been well over what I should weigh and shit like that, dude. And it just, over the period of being from a fucking fat, chunky kid to a big, beefy dude, you know what I'm saying? I don't have any cartilage left, dude. I mean, I'll get up in the morning and Melissa says she can hear it go, like it grinds and shit, and I can feel it in my bones. I'm used to it. I'm like, I hug her boobs and shit. I'm like, hung, hung. She's like, stop that shit, god dang it.
I thought it was a fart.
Right. I saved that for the bathroom. Man, shit, I do no, like you can hear it, like it goes pop, 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 and then you can hear it grind right at the end. And she's just like, that's your, I can't believe that. And it's like, what are you going to do? I can't, I don't smoke right when I get up, I'll deal with it for the first couple hours of the day. I actually go to the gym completely sober. I don't like going to the gym on weed because I get into a zone and overwork out. You know what I'm saying? I get into like this huge zone, and all of a sudden on something I should have done 15, I'm doing like 25, and my fucking arms are cramped up later. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? I can't handle that shit, dude. I'm one of those dudes. Yeah, I have to have a funny story. I got gotten in trouble before it got legal in Michigan and shit. I had was rolling with this dude, and I got caught with a 1/4 gram of weed. And so, having been gotten in trouble before for weed,
a 1/4 gram of weed.
Yeah.
So you were out of weed.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh yeah, I was looking. It was in my one hitter, dude. And they scraped the bottom of it, dude. And so they gave me a felony possession of marijuana, second offense. And so I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, that's fucked up. I did 9 months probation and shit, dude. And I was working out at the time. That's when I had started really working out heavy and shit. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm really getting into it. Well, I had gotten a plant manager and was on the ball at the place where I'd went to, and I had gotten him into working over there and shit. And so I had went over there, and I got my papers with my buddy one day. I was like, oh, I'm off probation. And my buddy was like, come with me. I was like, yes. So I hopped in the car and shit. We drove over to his cousin's house. He's like,
that's like a 7.
He was like, good one. They were like, oh shit. He's like, what the hell, dude? I thought you were on paper and shit. Yeah. And I was like, nah, man, I just got my off papers, and I showed him and shit. And he's like, nice. And he fucking rolled up a big old fatty. I was fucking twisted. High and shit, man. China eyed like a motherfucker. I was like, I need Visine. I had to brush my teeth and shit like that.
Right.
And then my buddy was like, I'm gonna drop you off at home. And I was like, nah, man, drop me off at the gym. I'm gonna work out while I'm fucking just twisted something fierce, man. And I get to the fucking gym, and I get my gym clothes on, and I walk out, and who do I see? My plant manager.
Oh, no.
He's like, hey, buddy, what's going on? And I was like, oh, dude, what's up? And he's like, what are you going to do? And I was like, I think I'm going to work out my arms. Oh, I was going to work out my arms too. Want to work out together? Like, oh, man, I'm fucking higher than shit, man. So I fucking, he's a pretty stout dude. He was pretty fucking, he had some nice fucking, right. I was like, I'm in no condition to fuck. It's unconsensual. Okay. No, you cannot. No. Yeah. Maybe we'll rub heads, but that's about it. Okay. No, no kissing. Yeah.
If you go into a relationship in that way.
Yeah, I can't do it, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, dude, you can grab my tissue a little bit, but no.
It's a good recipe for a bro job.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro job.
What that is that's a dude who you get really intoxicated, and your buddy sits on his hand for a little while, and then he gives you a hand job from behind. So so you don't know that it's a dude giving you a hand job, and he doesn't know that he's giving a hand job.
Kind of like it's kind of like the Dutch rudder, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, Dutch rudder. I agree.
So what happened when you guys?
We went out there, and he was like, we were talking. He's like, talking to me about work and shit, and we put a bunch of weight onto the fucking easy curl bar, and we just started easy curling, dude. Just started easy curling, man, and just going crazy. And all of a sudden, before I realized it, it's like 110 pounds and shit, and we're curling it, and I'm like staring off into the distance, dude. I could barely open my arms that day later. I was like, what's wrong with me?
Way to go, dude.
Did the plant manager hang or no?
Yeah, he hung. He had some thick arms, dude. He out of everything, he had some fucking nice fat guns on him, dude. He actually was a pitcher in college and shit, dude. And the Minnesota Twins had called him down, and he had gotten sick the day before. And he went down. He's a pretty stout dude.
He shouldn't have worked out with you.
Yeah,
You don't think you were just trying to prove something?
Yeah, no, I was just really stoned. Why would I want to prove something? I don't give a fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? It's
like I can do this too.
You explained him. He sounded like Thor in my head. Like I seen him as Thor.
As Thor, he's flowing cape and shit. He's got Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Thor.
He was lifting his hammer.
Mjolnir.
Look at those flowing golden locks.
Thor 2. They got a preview out. Have you seen it?
Was the
Thor
Dark World or something?
The Dark World.
I haven't seen the preview.
Looks pretty sick.
The poster of it, but
he gets hooked back up with this girl and she's like, "What up, baby? I've been gone for a minute, so let's get down."
Natalie Portman.
Yeah,
I dig her.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was like, it was just kind of funny that out of all the times to get high, I run into a fucking plant manager at my fucking job. You know, at my gym.
That's
and the
crazy,
place I loved,
man.
the thing I liked about that gym was because in the beginning when I signed up there, dude, from 3 o'clock until like 5, I was the only fucking person in the whole gym. I had the whole gym to myself.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I loved it. It was the greatest thing ever.
You can do whatever you
wanted. Did you just
Oh,
go machine to machine and not wipe them off because it's just
dude,
you?
I would fart on them, or I would go take a shit and then I wipe my ass and then go and rub on my. I mean,
I like it when they do that.
Yeah, dude. Well, I like it when it smells like sweaty balls.
Yeah,
and shit.
that's the best.
My God.
You go to lay down, it's like, oh, what the fuck?
Why does it smell like nalgas? It's just so bad. It smells like ass cheeks.
It smells like nuggets.
Some fucking
Chunk
cabbage.
nuggets. Cabbage. I remember sitting in the car one day and telling Nando that his breath smelled like my ass. Nando is Rich's brother.
Yeah, he's gonna enjoy hearing that.
Oh,
yeah.
Nando.
What's up, Chando?
What up, Indian?
Yo.
Chavez.
Moga chicka ow ow to wow.
When I see that, yeah. I seen
Chief
that on Facebook.
long hair.
Yep. He actually, you know what? He's going to be here for 2 weeks in July.
Nice, dude. We got to get together and do a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Dude.
he's already going to take the time off because that's going to be around the time that it's my my dad's birthday.
Did your dad listen to Random Cast?
No, he has not. But
Do you remember that one time?
and your famous dunk?
The one, no. That's a good one too. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Oh,
which time?
No,
which
no.
time?
It was me, you, and it was Chavez.
Oh, Chavez.
The Slender was there.
The Slender.
Chavez.
Oh,
I like that.
I remember that. The Slender.
Remember that?
I think so.
But we were like just partying all night. It was back in our younger days.
Yeah, tender age of 12.
Chavez wakes me up out of everybody. Hey, man, can you take me to work? I'm like, I just laid down.
You
know?
fuck.
Drunk.
We're heading
Really?
to work?
I'm like, wake up,
Yeah.
Rich.
I don't even remember. Where was he working during that time?
Toys R Us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, fuck that.
Oh, that
dude.
was a long time ago then. Yeah. Holy cow. That was years.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was
Yeah,
a
that's
long
when I
time.
was working for security over in Johnson Control. Dang.
Holy shit, dude.
That was a long time ago. Holy crap. Yeah, I do remember that.
Back in the day.
Yeah, because we would hang out and everything else. And there was actually one time that he woke me up to take him to work, but he had passed out, and he was just hitting the door. And I was like, "What, man? What's wrong?" I was like, "Dude," I was like, I overslept, man. I'm supposed to be at work already. I was like, "How long ago?" He's like 2 hours ago. I was like, "Holy shit!"
You better
He's
call.
like, "Man, I gotta help me out." I was like, "Here's the keys to the car."
Hasta luego.
Yeah, he woke me up and he's like, I said, go wake Rich up, you know?
That was probably the day.
And he's
No, this was
like,
a
no,
different
he
time.
said, he goes, he won't wake up.
Must have been a good night.
Oh, man.
Sounds like a great night.
Oh, partying back in our younger days.
Those are the days, dude.
Those were the days. I remember
You
being
just
in
wake
high
up
school.
and be cool.
Yeah.
It's like now it's like
No, yeah. It's
3 days of downtime.
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
vomiting. Yes, it is 3
We
days.
stayed up late on Saturday, and dude, it wasn't until like Tuesday where I finally felt normal again. I was like, I feel better now. What the fuck?
Yeah, it sucks. I don't know. Well, I guess
It's
your
called
body can
old age.
take a lot more during that time. It's just like on what is it called? Hot Tub Time Machine. When they go back and they're 18 and they're like, "Oh, I feel great, feel awesome," and everything else. That's exactly how it is. When you're younger during that time, you can party all night, wake up, and start partying again. Because that's what we used to do all the time.
Oh, for sure.
And now you party all night, and if you don't get enough sleep, you wake up, start vomiting, and your body just hates you.
That's when you got to put your...
Are we still talking about the medical marijuana thing or no?
Yeah. We're still talking about
we just kind of went off.
it. On a tangent.
We went off on a tangent
branched
there.
off
But
again.
actually, I was just going to bring it back because for
Skewed
me,
off.
with that kind of stuff, on the next day, what I do is I get up, I'll smoke a bowl, right? I'll drink a whole Gatorade, fill it back up with water and then drink that full of Gatorade. And you got to do that like in an hour, right? And then after that, I drink an energy drink, something with a lot of caffeine in it, so I can get all jacked up.
So would that be? Is that better than doing what's it called? Hair of the dog with the Bloody Mary in the morning.
That works. That works too.
Does it work
for real?
I've never actually tried it.
No, yeah,
I don't like tomato juice.
I ended up,
I'm a bitch.
or I usually just get a couple of brews. I'll get a couple of brews and just take them all down. Hair of the dog. Put myself back in that cycle.
Nope, can't do it. If I start drinking again, I want to start drinking again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I have, when it comes to drinking, I have the distinct personality to be like, I just want to keep drinking. I don't know when to say no.
Especially with the Southern Comfort.
Yeah. Oh, it's my drink of choice. My drink of choice. But
just straight up.
Yeah. Well, I'm usually mixed with cranberry juice. I can't drink it with pop. It's terrible.
Cranberry juice.
Huh.
I'll start doing shots after I get like two cranberries in. It's like, can I get one? It starts off with one shot, then it moves to 2 shots, 2 double shots, and then it turns into single shots and a drink, a mixed drink.
Holy crap, dude! You don't know when to stop.
Booyaka!
But on the topic that we were on a little bit ago,
back to the medical marijuana.
How long does it take? I mean, what's your cycle like? I mean, is it like, does it take 3 months to grow it?
And then, I mean,
if you're starting from seeds, you have the germination process, and then you have to.
See, I have that's like Russian to me.
So that's like
that's why I'm asking these questions.
Getting them to sprout a little bit enough to get into a peat pod. Do you use peat?
I don't.
Or do you go right into soil?
I go into root riots.
Oh yeah, see, the same thing. That's peat. That's peat moss, but it's got accelerant on it.
It's root riot.
Yeah. That's a grow medium.
Sounds like a band.
It's an incubator kind of, so that you can generate roots. Their root riot is treated with, I think it's advanced nutrients, right? Clonex. Okay, it's treated with Clonex. And what you do is this Clonex are steroids, they're hormonal steroids that they're designed to cause cilia to form, which cause roots and shit like that. How you get those? The root will just once the plant is open, once the seed is open, it'll just start germinating. The roots will start growing out of that. How long do you get? It takes about 2 weeks, right, for you to get visible roots?
Yeah, 7-14 days. Yeah.
So anywhere right around there. I haven't really dealt with seeds too much. I actually deal with clones a lot more. What a clone is a cutting after the 7th node. You can clone a plant, so that means there's seven variances on the main stock. You can
nodes is like another name for like a branch.
Yeah.
A branch,
Sorry.
Like a branch in the stalk would meet.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you go up anywhere after 7, you can start cloning it and shit like that. I usually like to wait until it's at least 3 weeks old to start before I clone it. A certain height and shit.
At least 3 weeks, and then just before I put it into flower.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the same thing here. It's just a lot better that way. It's a nice shock to the system. It generates a want to generate some sort of hormonal change in the plant, so you can
send more of the nutrients instead of all the suckers along the bottom. A lot of time
you're not going to get anything from the bottom.
Yeah, when I lollipop my plants and
how high do you go up?
Remove. I usually do like a fist.
Yeah,
I usually do the fist.
Oh, dude, I grew up like 6.
It depends. It depends on the plant. If I see a lot of undergrowth,
currently in this stage of talking, I have my plants are like 7 feet tall.
Good Lord.
They are huge.
Yeah, they're huge, dude. They're really nice. I have Moby Dick, which is really good for like the clarity. It helps to alleviate a lot of pain. I mean, I don't feel shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's but it's not a downer. It's a real upper, like you feel.
Is that the sativa or whatever that's called?
It's a heavier. It's a hybrid, but it's a heavier. It's like a 60-40. It's a 60-40. Yeah. And then I have this other strain called Dream Queen, which is Cindy 99 and Super Silver Haze.
Okay. Super Silver Haze is a good smoke.
It's got a great bubble gummy smell to it.
What I like about the haze is I call it the I don't care meds.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because your body's just you're gonna forget everything, dude. Your body's gonna
you smoke a good haze, your house could be on fire, and as long as you look around and you're like, okay, family's here,
I'm okay. That's it. I don't give a fuck.
We're cool. Just let it burn.
And seriously, dude, that's the Cindy 99 gives it a nice taste, but the haze is the buzz that you get. And I actually have one of my patients is a intestinal cancer. He doesn't. I mean, he won't eat anything, dude. They want to keep putting him on chemo and shit, and he keeps fighting them. And it's just one of those things where it's like I feel bad for the guy. I really feel generally bad for the person. And
so there's two different types. One that will completely knock you the shit out, and one that gives you hyper. Then is that what you're saying?
Pretty much,
it gives you an
energy, I guess.
Yeah, like a pure sativa will get you fucking. It's like smoking. It's like a cup of Joe.
Really?
Yeah. Like you smoke it and you're like, oh, let's go do something, man. Let's go like throw the frisbee and shit, man. Come on, let's go hang out. And I mean, you're super regulated and shit. I like a lot of hybrids, dude. I grew rhodioralis a couple seasons ago, and it was just it was a funky plant, dude. And the buzz was just insanely. Like 1 minute you'd be feeling all right, and the next minute you're just like, well, I'm too fucking high, you know. And it's just like that's not functional. You can't function on that type of buzz, you know what I'm saying? And that's something you have to take into account is that people have to function. I mean, you don't want to get somebody so fucking ripped out that I'm so high, I can't do anything. It's like that, you know. Right. I want to smoke a bowl or eat an edible and go and fucking do what I got to do for the day, you know, and interact with someone. Right. I don't want to be so fucking high that I can't look at somebody in the face and talk to them in a normal way. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? And
for those listeners that don't know exactly what edibles are, how would you explain
marijuana infused food items? Marijuana infused.
Now, is this just
via oil? Butter.
Is this just baked goods or what else?
Well, I mean,
anything.
Dude, I can make it into oil. I can make it into olive oil and make a vinaigrette. I can cook it into tomatoes.
Oh.
I've slow steeped it in tomatoes before. You can make it into butter.
I put butter in chili before.
Yeah. Oh yes, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I use
crazy.
I made my spaghetti, my stewed tomatoes with spaghetti. Mm-hmm. I let it marinate for like 2 days.
I've made garlic butter before and put it over a steak.
Really?
You can mix it with Bergeron butter. It goes really good. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. You can get really fucked up, man.
It's unstoppable.
But there's hundreds of things. I mean, my standard is brownies. I make a lot of brownies. But I've made like home other cookies and dude. I mean, I can make. This guy right here says he can make lozenges or candies. Yeah. So I mean,
hard candies.
The potency is the key. I believe that the darker the oil, the more infused it is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I have a process where I do a double boil my oil.
Double boil, for at least 2 hours. So.
Yeah, well, no, I do 20 minutes at a time. You know what I'm saying? Right. Two bakes of 20 minutes, but you got to bring that oil completely down to where it's just cold. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then cook it back up again. And that shit I call it light eater. Because you can hold it up to the light and it looks like it's eating the light around it and shit. It's cool, man. It's like, it's so awesome.
Yeah.
This is badass, amazing.
Yep. But the thing with edibles is that you got to remember, okay, so you're eating an edible. It's not the same as smoking it. Eating an edible creates 11-hydroxy metabolite, okay, because it's called a one pass. It goes through your kidney, right? Okay. And you can actually double that by drinking the urine.
Whoa.
That you produce from that because it's really heavily saturated in marijuana. You can drink that because it's got 11-hydroxy metabolite in it, and it's like taking a hit of acid. It's super psychedelic. Yeah, I've never done it. I've read and seen and heard and seen videos on it, but I've never done it.
Here's a grow tip.
Yeah.
You know, you can grow marijuana with piss and honey.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because the high uric concentration it's great for. It's the same thing with roses. Yeah. It's great for roses, dude. Like you piss where your roses are, and your first morning piss with all the uric acid and everything built up from overnight and shit, not going to the bathroom. It'll your roses will be like this beautiful bright color, dude.
Yeah, you can use
what
piss,
the hell?
Use piss during your vegetative stage, and then when you switch it up to honey.
Yeah, we sweeten with honey.
When you go into flour,
because it's a natural sugar. Any kind of natural sugar will work. But a lot of people use molasses.
You know, you can actually clone with honey also.
I've heard that. You know what I'm saying? Honey's a great preservative. It's very antibacterial. But I just don't believe that there's enough hormones and steroids in there to.
Maybe in a pinch, though.
Oh yeah, exactly. You got to take one if something's happening. You got to take one and shit like that. I mean, it would work. But back to the edibles, it's a completely different high, dude. Like it's
intense.
It's intense cities, dude. Like, yeah, it's live from Budokai, homie. I'm telling you what.
And, you know, and sometimes
in Manila,
right? The schlong from Hong Kong.
Oh, I'm big in Japan. The feeling is akin to like a psychedelic trip.
And it hits you twice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because there's a wave, and then all of a sudden later, when you think it's finally going to get over, it hits you again. You're like, "Ooh, baby, what?"
It's your second digestive.
Yeah.
Once it hits your lower intestine, it pulls out the last little bit of anything before it goes out. As you know,
it goes into
feces.
Whoa.
So you end up peaking again, and it's good. I mean, I've underestimated before. Like I've made it before.
Here.
And you
passed
know,
out,
and my wife is eating one, you know, another patient of mine is eating one, you know, another patient ate one, and they're all telling me, you know, well, they're not very strong, you know.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, okay, you know, and I have a kind of high tolerance, you know, for it. So I ate two back to back, boom, boom. And then I grabbed the third one and I went for a walk. I was walking to my parents' house.
Right.
Good night.
So on my way to my parents' house, I ate that third one.
Oh no.
So then I got to my parents' house. They were having a yard sale or something. So I was hanging out and I ended up getting a bite to eat there. And then it was all over, and it was 8 hours.
Oh yeah. Oh. And if you're not expecting it, it's pretty bad too. I mean, like I've had people tell me, "Oh, I can't. Weed's too strong nowadays," and it's like, it's just how you attack it. If I'm looking, somebody's coming to me and asking for edibles, I always explain, these are potent things, man. Just take a bite or two, and then and then wait.
Oh, that's good.
Wait
that's
an
good
hour
that you say that.
because it takes a while. Wait an hour and
at least an hour. 45 minutes.
Yeah, and then once you know something's going on, just wait and see how you feel and shit. And if you feel like you can handle more, then finish it off. I can eat a whole one, but a lot of times, like I said, if I'm an active person, if I keep moving, I'll be blasted to the gills. But if I sit down, you know what I'm saying? I'm seriously, if I sit down, dude, I'm out like a light.
Really?
And it's that way with just sitting down, period. If I sit down, like in the house, like to sit down and talk to the kids and shit, I'll fall asleep. If I lay down with my son, like, watch TV with me for a minute, and I'll lay down. I'm out, dude.
Yeah. And you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You can't
like, what the fuck's wrong with me?
Wow.
You get up, take a shower, start the pot. I start a pot of coffee.
Yeah. And you're like, wait a minute, it's 9:30 at night. Oh shit.
Good Lord. Yeah.
But
so it's definitely better than Tylenol PM.
No, I tell you what, dude. Well, and that's the thing too, is like marijuana can cure so many different types of. You can't go to sleep. You can smoke a fucking bowl, man, and it'll go to make
like
you
my wife.
Yeah.
My wife, she's one of my patients, and she has like a restless leg syndrome.
Yeah.
So her legs twitch and shake all night. So she's constantly getting up.
Wait, it's pretty bad. Wakes her up. Yeah.
So we have this hard candy. She's really into edibles. So when she goes to bed, she'll eat a couple pieces of candy and go to bed. And she'll sleep all night long.
Yeah.
She won't get up at all.
Yeah, some people prefer not to smoke it. It's a lot of people I know. I mean, there's a couple people where they just don't. I get
phone again.
And it's I can't. It's not registering until after you say something, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit.
Is that what that noise is?
Yeah. It's just it's more controllable for some people. You know what I'm saying? But then again, in other people, they'll eat it the same dose, and it would just be like, ooh, thunk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh wow, well, happy to you.
So it affects everybody different.
Everybody's tolerance level is different.
Yeah, that's why you got to gauge it. You got to take a little bit at a time and really kind of go. No, you got to know your body first off. You can't fight it.
Right.
If you fight it, then it's just going to kick your ass even worse because it's going to win. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple.
You will not win this battle.
No, you will lose and you will pay.
Right.
You will pay dearly.
And you have different concentrates and stuff too.
There's lots of different concentrates. Keef hash.
You have keef hash. You have bubble hash. You have
dry ice extractions. Yeah. Exactly.
What the hell? There's all these crazy ass names.
Yeah. You can make.
It's a culture now. It's a culture.
Isopropyl hash.
Yeah.
So.
You sound like fucking
isopropyl hash would be more like
from Forrest Gump.
Yeah, there's
you can fricassee the shrimp.
Bubba Gump. Yeah.
Are you serious?
No.
Bubba Gump.
Yeah, I mean a standard growth cycle. So I guess we could go back to that. The standard growth cycle, you can go anywhere from 1 to 3. I would say safely 3 months in a vegetative cycle. Anything over that, and I've always found that root lock occurs. I guess I just didn't have a big enough soil base. But you can, as long as you got a big pot, you can grow as many months as you want to. And the longer you grow it, the bigger it's going to be. And
as long as you keep it in vegetative stage too, it's just going to keep growing. It's not going to change the photo period.
Yeah, exactly. And what that means is that there's 18-hour cycle. Mm-hmm. Like, so your lights are on for 18 hours or you're outdoors for 18 hours. There's a source of light for 18 hours.
You can run it for 24 too. I've did that.
Yeah, I've done it a couple times, and it's really good for a while. But then the plant gets burnt down, and you got to cut it back down. And you can't just cut it down; you got to taper it down. I found that out the hard way.
Yeah.
But like that's where those big plants that I have at the house, they've grown that big because they were on the 24 hours for too long. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's a big problem. Is like you get to a certain size, and it's like, okay, well now I've got to rearrange everything and set it all up different because I was used to doing them 3 feet. And now they're 7 feet. That's twice the size.
Right.
But again, it's not I mean, it was a kind of an experiment too. I mean, literally, I think I have 11 plants right now. You know what I'm saying?
You hear the birds,
and they're huge. Yeah, you can hear them in the background tweeting, and I can hear them in the headphones.
I know, it's nice. It's a good sound.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Because the weather last week was shit.
Doing outdoors is just good.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
It is nice.
And then from that, you go to flowering, and that's
If you start from seed, you're gonna have to add another 3 months.
Oh yeah. It's gonna take you at least 6 weeks to get a decent clone to even consider putting them, transplanting them, and making it so that, I mean, you're looking at a seed, a cut. What are they called? Teens. Where it's like it's growed up. It's a certain amount of weeks old. You know what I'm saying? You put them into the you got to transplant them into the soil. You know, or certain there's other grow methods I prefer.
There's all kinds of native, yeah.
Well, then I guess one question that probably a lot of listeners are thinking is that if this is about a 3-month grow cycle,
standard, I grow about, I like to say 3 months, but it's more like 4 months, and then it turns into like 4.5 months.
I was going to bring up the amount made. Now, I'm not saying I'm not asking for an actual money amount, but there's a lot of people. I'm a millionaire, fool. Yeah, no, there's a lot of people who, I've heard say, people get tons of money. I'm like, no, I don't think that's right.
That's not true. That's not true at all. It's not like you're going to become a baller or anything like that, dude. Right. I mean, sure, you want to grow illegal and you want to do legally and get a co-op going. Right. There are things that you can do. A co-op is a group of, I think it's considered 6 growers now in the state of Michigan. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure exactly. But it's 6 growers who get together and they all share the same address to grow marijuana. And then, so they're all maxed out. So you would have the maximum amount of plants that you could grow instead of, and then a lot of times it's like a pole barn outside, or in the middle of somewhere and stuff like that. And it's really big grow operations, and those dudes are going to make cash because they're producing way more than what you should be making of the stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time before they get caught. You know what I'm saying? Right.
But a single person, the public is completely wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's not how you can't, it's not, no way.
Just the perception.
I don't go crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the people that I deal with, they can't afford a bunch of fucking, you know what I'm saying? They can't. So they give me what they can.
So really, you only make what?
I make enough to cover my electric bill and make enough. I mean, I have to work. You know what I'm saying? I got to do other things.
So there you go, people.
You take donations.
Well, and that's what's going on right now in the state of Michigan. Is that
PayPal thing? Taking donations.
Pure West, which is a
it's a compassion club or
what is it called? A dispensary kind of, yeah. Oh, what they do is for their club members,
they have a membership.
Exactly. It's a membership. Yeah, it's a membership. You have a membership. You pay a certain amount of money you donate a certain amount of money to get to be a member of this club. And what it is you go in there and they have concentrates and strains and stuff like that. And you donate the money. And what that goes for is that goes to cover the costs of the electric that they have to have, the food, the soil, what they would pay someone to maintain them and stuff like that. And then other than that, unless you're a nonprofit, like you have been designated a nonprofit, which good luck finding someone in Michigan that's been designated nonprofit to grow weed. I don't think it's going to happen.
Right. Anyway,
I mean, when they get intelligent, I mean, I think they might have it in California, dude. There's some pretty crazy things going on down there.
I mean, if you in writing.
No, okay, yeah, you're correct. You're correct. But dude, I mean, yeah, you're not going to make millions of dollars. You're not going to become this high status dude. You're just going to make enough cash to pay your electric bill and help out some friends and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not about making bunches of money. It's about, for me, mainly, it's about making sure that the quality of stuff that I have is at a certain standard. Right. You know, I don't want to give anybody bullshit. Right. And I grow for myself. So it's like, why would I need to keep.
And it's a constant visit. I'm in my garden daily.
Oh yeah, we have to be. I'm in there like 6 hours a day.
Really?
Yeah, 4 to 6 hours a day.
Just
and there's times lately where it's just 2 or 3 hours. Okay. Yeah, but
I mean, you want, because if you see any kind of issues you're having, you want to catch it as soon as possible.
Ventilation you got to ventilate because the lights get warm.
A problem with inside growers is spider mites.
Yeah,
and I don't know if Ed's never.
I've had spider mites. I've dealt with them before.
So you can have you see a couple signs of them.
Yep.
And an infestation. Yes.
Thank
you. In a matter of days.
Oh yeah. Really? Well, I mean, because they're already on the inside of the plant. They're coating the inside of the plant. And what the problem with that is that we live in Michigan, and for some reason they've designated them super mites. They're no longer spider mites. They're super mites because they become immune. You have to buy a bunch of different. You have to spray. And then 2 weeks later, you have to spray something else. Yeah, exactly. And it becomes an issue. And then 2 weeks later, you have to spray something else. And that's to keep down the eggs so that the new ones hatch, they die and they can't lay new eggs. So you're constantly battling it for a little bit, and then you got to battle it again. And then growing indoors, I mean, with the humidity that builds up and shit like that, you're looking at powdered mildew issues, root rot.
If you don't have good circulation, if you don't have a good air circulation in there, if you're not dumping the air out of that room, at least once an hour, dumping new air in.
Pumping.
then you're just
not,
gonna
what the hell?
You're gonna have an issue.
I could never
with,
do this.
You're gonna have an issue with powdery mildew, and the issue with powdery mildew is once by the time you see it on the leaves,
it's already too far.
It's already too far because it's already in your soil and everything else. And I actually read an article that said that the mildew comes from decomposing organic material in your soil or whatever. So, it's just something else that you got to take in consideration. If you're a new grower, don't do organics. Don't go into organic growing because there's a lot of issues like that. There's a lot of little issues you got to keep yourself on.
You want to be standardized.
Yeah, stick with like mainstream. A soilless mix, like a sunshine mix number 4 is a good one, or like a pro mix. It's just peat moss and perlite pretty much,
Perlite is a grow medium.
There's zero anything in the water. Your soil's zero.
Yep.
So the only nutrients that your plants are going to get is what you feed it.
Have you ever heard of what is it called? Micro.
I have no patience. I could never do this.
So you mix for like vegetative. You mix all of the nutrients in the soil, and then as you add the water, it releases it for over a period.
It's like a time release one, kind of like.
I've read a couple things on it. I haven't seen anything produced, so it makes it one of those things where you're just like.
I've seen some really pretty plants this past summer. I've seen it.
Sounds very tedious.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's zen-like.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, it becomes like your brain literally, it becomes second nature. So you can think about other things and do other things while you're doing these things. You got to go in and pluck leaves.
I like to get medicated, get medicated and go in my garden and it's therapeutic.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Wow.
I figure out a lot of things, dude. I figure out a lot of things.
Helps you just to get up and be mobile. And then you get into your garden and you just exactly zen out. Yeah. And
it's great. It's moving hands meditation, dude. Like you literally, you go into the state where your brain, your body's like, okay, I can do this. And then your brain starts to go, okay, well, let's go over here and think about these things. And you figure out a lot of things and you're like, okay, this is kind of therapeutic. You feel good. And you put in a podcast and you just zone out. And before you know, you're not listening to the podcast anymore. You're, oh man, this is why I'm arguing with my wife.
You have your own podcast.
In your brain. In your brain. And it's seriously like, you'll come out of it and you're like, oh man, well, it's my fault that this is going on or I'm reacting to this person badly. And it, for a lot of people, it's really therapeutic. And a lot of people, I mean, and you can go on YouTube, dude, like the amount of videos that have sprung up and since medical marijuana has occurred, and even in California on all over the web, dude, there are just hundreds and thousands of videos on people like, this is what I used to grow, and they show you what they're growing and stuff like that.
Yeah, we had the 7 Nation Army. Yeah.
Sure. There's people all over, dude. Urban Grower, I watch a couple of those things, but a lot of what I do, I've read from books and magazines and shit. What the fuck? Right.
Well, coming up on the wrap up then for either one of you, or if you both want to say something, one at a time, of course. What advice would you have for new growers coming into this?
Good luck.
Get something easy to grow.
Yep. The complexity of strain is a very hard thing to deal with. You can get a strain where it's super fickle, like an indica, like a heavy indica strain. Is the plant branches don't develop a lot of hardness. They're not strong. I mean, it could be because of poor circulation, or it could just be because that's the strain. But they're designed for like a sea of green.
Talk to an experienced grower.
Yeah, exactly. Get somebody go to your local grow shop where you're going to buy your nutrients and say, look, hey, I haven't grown before. I haven't grown. I'm interested in starting something small. I want a closet operation, or I want something that I can, I'm going to grow this many plants, and I need help. I need you. And those dudes, a lot of those dudes grow, what I'm saying?
And they have so many connections too. They have people that can come into your house and help you that are totally legit.
Yeah, dude.
And trustworthy, and just.
It's a small community. Like, if you really think about it, there's a lot of people who come in and oh, this kind of dude makes me feel weird and shit like that. But then you find out that they're the upright dudes. They're the guy that are like, I don't want to get fucked over. You don't want to get fucked over.
Right.
So if I don't fuck you over and you don't fuck me over, then we're going to be okay.
Yep.
And that's just the way that's how you want it. You want to be able to say, hey, look, something's wrong with my plant and I can't figure it out.
Right.
Can you come in and look at my plant? Oh, okay. We'll come and cut a chunk off and look at it and check it out and show, oh, you got this kind of deficiency and it's affecting the root. In that root, so you got to change. You got to flush it and then add this certain nutrient. And then, hey, don't put your base nutrients in there because that's probably what's causing it right now. It's a complex situation of complexities.
Do a lot of research.
Oh man, there's books. There's hundreds of books and magazines and videos.
I bought a book on organic growing outdoors, and I bought a book on indoor cultivation, and I went through them both, and I still read them every day, just about, and I find something new.
YouTube.
I burnt up a phone actually
Watching
videos. It got to the point where I had to keep it plugged in.
Oh yeah, to keep it charged. I do
because
that
I knew I said I want to grow this. This is something that I want to do now. Being disabled, I don't work or anything, so I need something to keep me busy.
Yeah. And I mean that's just how it is. I mean, it's unfortunately for me, the problem is that I can work, dude, but nobody will hire me. I've tried to get a job quite a few times. I mean, unfortunately, I've been in trouble a few times, and they don't like that too much. So the job market around here is like it's very thick. There's a lot of people, and so they can kind of pick who they want, and it's just, I get kind of stuck by. It's unfortunate. It's a decision. The decisions that I made as a youth affect me now, and I understand that. I'm not gonna. It's not their fault that that's what they chose to do.
Yeah, that's why I told my son too. I said, right now, dude,
this is where you're gonna make the mistake. You make mistakes, and it's gonna affect you like years. I mean, dude,
right now,
the minute I put my stuff on there, they're like, oh, hey. Some places will be like, oh, well, these are the 3 things we have to ask you before you even fill out an application. Right. And the first thing they always say is, are you a felon? And it's like, unfortunately, yes, I am a felon. It's okay, all right, dude. No, sorry, take it easy. We don't want to hire felons. It's like, well, you don't even hear what I got. No, we don't hear what you got to say. It's a decision. It's just being stupid kids. You know what I'm saying? I got.
Well, they passed that new law too here in Michigan. If you have a felony in the last 10 years, you can't be a caregiver either.
Yeah, and that's the.
And that takes a lot of us back to. Yeah. I mean, if you were a kid and you did something stupid, you said, and that's the thing. Now it's burning you now for something stupid that you did back then. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's just how it is, and unfortunately for me, I fall out of that guideline where all my shit's like 12 and 13 years ago. So it's not a big deal at all.
Right.
What they're referring to is actively. Yeah.
Right.
So they're referring to actively being felon. Yeah.
Right.
Dang.
So I mean, it's just one of those things, dude. There's a lot of laws and they're fine tuning them all the time, and a lot of townships have come up with ordinances against them. And it's like, look, man, what we need is someone who's willing to come out and say, look, I want to run a dispensary, but I want it to be hand in hand with the city, and I want it to be hand in hand with the county.
Right, and it's exactly it. But
the county and the city don't want to work together to do.
That's why you donate. That's why I was telling my wife, because I want to open a collective or something, and I said, we just have to support everybody, If we donate to the school or we donate, to help.
It doesn't matter where the money's coming from. It's getting to some place.
Right. Donate to the local sheriff department, and which is fine. I have no problem.
I don't either.
Put a tax on it. That's fine. You know what I mean?
Put a sin tax on it. Put 6% on this on it, dude.
I mean? And plus, I guarantee. Look
you
at
want to buy marijuana? You got another place. Yeah.
Colorado has some of the best roads in the country because
of the money that's where it goes.
The revenue that they get from medical marijuana. And this is another thing too that I'm going to say. The next 3 to 5 years, Michigan's going to be a legal state.
Oh, I believe it, dude.
Because we're
moving
Midwest
that fast.
state,
I mean, they put a petition on. I think it was 50,000 names they needed, and then like in 2 weeks they had like 75,000 names.
I believe it.
And that's the thing.
It's insane.
We need a Midwest state.
Yeah.
and Michigan's definitely going to be there because.
Michigan moved very proactively in the beginning for marijuana, and it passed I think it was like a 63% margin. I mean, it passed by a big chunk, dude.
I remember that, yeah.
And a lot of people were freaking out, dude. But it goes back to what the hell? That's not. My phone is way over here. That goes back to it's the voice of the people. Like what the situation here is that in Grand Rapids, they decriminalized it. And what they want to say is that it's just a felony or not a felony. It's just a misdemeanor up to a certain amount, and you get charged a ticket, and that's it.
Quarter ounce or something,
I think it was a quarter ounce. So I mean, it's kind of there's the slap on the wrist for it. Don't do it.
Right.
And the city came in and said the city prosecutor said no. So they sued the city to stop it from happening, from them putting that law into effect, and now the city's suing it. I mean, it's crazy, dude. And it's all legal litigations that it's ridiculous, dude. Look, you're a government official. You're someone who works for the people, right? Listen, you have to listen to the people, and if that's what the people want to do, then that's what the people get. We're adults. We make our decisions, but that's not how they see it. Well, I'm this forthright person, and I deem this is a bad thing, and it's like it's people like you
but he's not a dictator, though.
But yeah, exactly. But he has the power to stop things and cause them to get mucked up because he has the ability to do it.
Right.
And it goes to the same principle as like, I don't believe in gay marriage. And it's like, that's your belief. You know what I'm saying? Your belief shouldn't impact the situation that you are a person who works for the people. You need to listen to the people.
Right.
And you don't get that. You're not getting that, dude. And so it's turning into a heated debate up there, really. And I'm interested in seeing where it ends up at.
I definitely want to get some more rallies together. We should start like the
West Michigan chapter of compassion clubs and shit like that.
No, we should be like.
I know a couple of Muskegon guys.
The Michigan Coalition or something, against.
Michigan Coalition.
You know, I mean, against them trying to just prosecute people that have their cards and stuff.
Well, and then
I know a chick who got a possession charge because she didn't have it stored properly in her car. Yep. You know where it was at? It was in the glove compartment, a locked glove compartment. But the fact that it wasn't in the trunk, like a new law stated, she got.
Yeah, you can't have it.
Well, you
gotta have it in the trunk.
The key to the glove compartment was on the keys. They were in the ignition, so there was no ease of access to it or anything. You know, it was in a locked box. Right.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, if you think about it, if you look at the law and you break the law down, the law states if your vehicle does not have a trunk, it needs to be in a locked box in a unease of access. You know,
you can't get to it right away.
So.
Wow.
It was in a locked box.
And she still gets charged.
That's pretty nuts.
It's an interpretation of the police again. But listen to what the people have to say, dude. The people are the ones who wanted to do it. You're the guys who make the laws. Listen to what the people want for those laws. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of an organization in the beginning, but we're getting into the the fifth year. Since 2008, it's been in practice. So what is that, 5 years? Yeah, that's 5 years, right? Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So, that we need to really start thinking about like getting money generated to go towards things that affect the community in general, dude. I mean, with getting, whether it be donations or like, look, I'm going to guarantee that we're going to get this money. You're creating jobs. You're creating money that goes out there, dude, because you're going to need growers to support this amount of the amount of marijuana that you're going to be generating. And
but the electricians, the HVAC, all the different people that do that,
and that money goes back into the
they come in and
work on your grow room for you, dude,
set it up and whatnot, you know. And not only that, I mean, just all the little people that it helps. Yep. You know what I mean? Just for the person with the pain that's able to get up and smoke the meds that I grew and go on with their day. You know what I mean? That's the good part.
That's the best part of it, dude.
You know.
And there you go. And that's going to be the wrap up of episode number 29, the Vintastic Voyage, part number 2. Hell yes. This has been excellent. Thank you very much, dude, for joining us for this.
Thank you very much.
For both of these parts.
Yeah. No
problem. Like I said before, any comments, questions, concerns, if we pissed you off, anything like that, you can send an email to us at thejcast@thejabberlog.com. You can follow us on Twitter @Twitter, and everything will be posted up and viewable 24/7 on thejabberlog.com. Have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.